welcome to Playing Traffic. Today's episode, I don't know how long it's going to be, but I brought BRAXYB with me to Senoia. Yes. Take a guess why. Easy, because this is Walking Dead headquarters, Senoia, and I finally got to see this. I do. Here's something I need to clarify, and I'll tell BRAXYB when she comes out. Well, comes out. I'm not going to tell you where she's at. So as you can see right here, and I'm going to say this house right here will kind of depict it, is that is Alexandria from The Walking Dead, and that is the area they filmed for the Alexandria seasons, which was many seasons. And then right over here at the Senoia, here's the wall. Here is the Alexandria wall. It was moved over here. I'm just going to take a rough stab at it and say a couple years back. Anyway, I'm going to go out on a limb and go. I know these are all deceased from Alexandria, but I'm like looking at it and I'm like, I can't even tell who rings a bell. Wasn't Deanna's name? Wasn't that the old lady that ran it? Here we are, the Senoia Farmer Market, and this is where the Alexandria wall is. Deanna's in it. Deanna was the founder of Alexandria. That's really the only name I'm gonna have to go look, because I don't know these names. Why is her husband, Reg, not on the wall? Because he was not an original Alexandrian. And he was also killed by someone inside Alexandria.
That don't make any sense.
Well, that's why I do love the internet, because they clarify what it is. Reg is not on this wall, although his wife is, because he was not an original Alexandrian, and you know who he was killed by? What's her name? Adele's husband, right?
I don't remember that whole name. Oopsie.
That's how bad it gets. Senoia Farmers Market is only open on Saturdays, but you can actually see the wall right here pretty much like any day, because it looks pretty wide open here. There's a hawk by the water tower. So here, what we're looking at now is, you already know this because I've been here before, this is Woodbury. Is this bringing back memories of season whatever? Like, look, oh, looky, look, she's looking. Picture. So Woodbury, that tree's a little grown in.
Did I say you could use my likeness?
What'd you say?
I said you couldn't use my likeness.
Anyway,
I asked permission.
So you're looking at Woodbury,
okay,
right here, and then off to the left is the legendary Norman Reedus and Nick. Ooh, I gotta fill his name in. His restaurant right to the left there. So they, you know how many times they showed this scene that we're looking at right here, this landscape? I think a couple times I went, oh, there's Nick and Norman's. There's Nick and Norman's. Anyway, yeah.
Right, because they would be walking down this main street right here.
Yeah, and I think this was where their main wall was.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times I think what ended up happening was, like, when they had that wall here, I think the wall was down here. They were looking off down there to see who was coming up. It's hard to say. But one great thing is when you visit Senoia and you come to this area right here, if you're a fan of the show, this is screaming Woodbury, along with the crow on the top of that water tower. Look at this, man. You can't beat this, especially around Halloween. So it's lunchtime here at Nick and Norman's, and I apologize for that earlier video. Nick, Greg Nicotero. That name came to me. I did not have to Google it, which is a shocker. And one thing about not knowing Greg Nicotero before I first came to Senoia and first came to Nick and Norman's, the dude is an absolute legend. He's a legend. He really is. And part of his legend is the fact that I think he was killed a minimum of 3 times in the show as a walker, which I think is freaking Oh my God, I wish that'd be a bucket list if anyone ever does an apocalyptic zombie series again, which I'm going to say probably won't happen. I would love to be killed 4 times, 4 separate costumes, 4 deaths. They can happen in the same show for all I care. But anyway, not only does Greg special effects and all that good stuff that he does on Walking Dead, along with I think he directed and he might even have wrote a few episodes. One of the great things that he does is his with the Jaws 50th anniversary, I think he remade the shark, and it's incredible. Look him up on Instagram. I'm actually going to put his Instagram tag here. You'll see that picture is sick. Here's another thing that I love. Absolutely, if any of the cast, including Daryl, of course, had a safe spot to have a drink, I guarantee you it would have came in this mason jar. So I like getting iced teas in something like this. It really makes me feel like I'm in a zombie apocalypse and I'm in a house that has this is what they have to drink from. That's all. You're in the South. This is what you'd expect to drink from. Okay, I'm not a food reviewer, but just going to put this in here. The first time I was here at Nick Norman's, I had flatbread pizza. This time we really expanded and really went for a lot of different things. So there's going to be an assessment of the foodery, which is going to include the fish and chips. It's going to include brisket nachos. BRAXYB, what'd you get?
Big fish burger. Big fish burger.
Oh, so they call it Big Fish Burger. We're going to check that out too. And stay tuned for an interview with Carol. Carol's here today.
Okay.
They said big fish, they meant big fish. These were really good brisket nachos, and here's more big fish. So right down the way from the Senoia Farmers Market is this. Look at this. I didn't see this the first time through. I didn't come around this corner, which would basically be Woodbury's, the site of the whole Woodbury town safe zone in Walking Dead. Northwest entrance to the Alexandria safe zone. I think they took this down after the last season. So after the last season, all this stuff was up, and then it stood right over here on the other side of those trees for, I think, up until about 2021 or 22. And then they removed a lot of the other pieces of the set that were around. Like, I want to say there was the church. The church stood for a while, and then they took that down. But this is really cool. Northwest. I have to figure out what my Northwest is. Northwest entrance. Sick. Bought BRAXYB to the Woodbury shop. Look at Lucille and Michonne's weapon. I don't know. I wonder how. Her weapon looked bigger than that. Her sword did. But it doesn't matter, replica or not. They look cool. Super cool. And that Walking Dead lamp's got tons of potential to be going home today with me. Yep, yeah it does. Also in the Woodbury shop, here's the country club that Daryl and Beth went to. And I think Beth just turned 21. So they went in there and, I'm sure they had to clear walkers out of there, but Beth was drinking schnapps in there. Interesting pick. Literally one of the greatest assassins in the history of Walking Dead. And in this classic pose with the cookies. And then right next to it is the serving tray for Tara.
Look.
How great is it?
Brass knuckle.
Yeah, perfect. Look at that. That's a great item for $20. Come on. Really, really right on. And some Carol Funkos right next to it. So this is like the Carol section. And it's a very cool, very nice Carol section. Speaking of Reg, Deanna's husband, I'm assuming that was his last name on the show. Here he is, autographed on the wall at Woodbury Shop, along with probably everybody else who's been in the series at some point or another has signed this wall also. But there's Reg. No, that's not Reg. Reg, right there. We can imagine, maybe in a dream, that this is really the case. Is that dog? That would be great if it was dog. There's two up there. Look at that. It might be dog. Actual dog. Back at Woodbury Shop. And if you saw my last episode when I was here, I was talking to Aaron. Wonderful, wonderful rep here at the store. We're going to talk about one thing that I find I'm very upset about. Hi, Aaron.
Hi.
So, where do you rank the Whisperers in the order of, like, villains? Do you, I don't want to throw a question at you. You're like, I wouldn't have anything about it. Because me and this is my wife here, we differ. So,
I always think that Negan's like the top villain when it comes to it. Like, yes, the Whispers are bad, but ultimately, like, he killed Clint.
Yeah,
it
you
breaks
can't.
my heart.
Yeah. The thing that bothered me most is as big as Negan was, and with that whole soldiers that he had, and Sanctuary, that people hanging out in the woods with no cover whatsoever are able to kill 8 or 9 of them. That, I find that very inconsistent with how they built villains.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, when you come to the Woodbury Shop, stop and see Aaron, who again, and I think it looks like it's gone. I have one of them. Had a walker, a friend who was killed as a walker.
I do.
Do we still have the magnets?
We don't.
Okay, sold out. I got one. No, you can't have mine. But, okay, appreciate your time. Thanks.
Of course.
Entrance right there to the left, lower entrance down to the Woodbury Shop. You can go upstairs too, but it's just easier. Go down a flight of steps there on the left. Woodbury Shop's at the bottom. We got a nice bag of cool stuff. And I actually think, and I'm stingy when I'm buying things where I'm like, oh, I think I can get that cheaper on eBay or whatever. Their prices are really good in here. I think their prices are pretty good. Would BRAXYB, what'd you think?
I agree.
You know, and they had some cool stuff. So at some other point I'll break it all down, but I ended up getting a Jerry statue. Who wouldn't want that? I love Jerry. Jerry. It isn't even Jerry. That's not the way. Jerry. You know, Jerry would just say stuff and King would be like, Jerry. Jerry. How many times did he say Jerry? You have to go on YouTube. There's a video on there that has every single time King Ezekiel said Jerry. And it's great. Oh yeah, Michonne puzzle. Are you kidding? Come on. And BRAXYB got a t-shirt that looks pretty cool. So yeah, the prices are good. So you can go in there comfortably and go, you know what, these are not bad. The prices are not bad. Swing by Woodbury Shop in Senoia for a Walking Dead retail experience like no other in person. And to visit, I wanted to show Tease the Terminus Bridge. This is what it's named. Now, I'm sure there was a point where I'm going to assume posted on, I think on the left one, but I'm not really sure. You could see.
Didn't they sleep under there?
I don't even remember that.
Right, they did, because Maggie was like, he's gonna go, and then they didn't go right away. They slept somewhere, and I thought it was under here. This looks.
Oh, we'll have to research that then. But like, I also think the whole key to the Terminus Bridge is the fact that they would put a sign talking about what the safe zone the Terminus was, you know, seek shelter. And then the one thing I remember most, I thought the Terminus villains were absolutely pathetic. But that being said, my favorite part was when Glenn and Maggie got reunited. Remember, Maggie was writing on all the signs for Glenn to
Right, so you don't remember
go to
Bob,
Terminus.
Sasha and Maggie took a rest before going? I thought they slept under something like that.
I don't remember. There she is, and I don't remember. Yeah, I can't. I'm not. I can't. I can't lie. I just don't remember.
Show me.
And don't show her, she said.
Where's
Yeah. So Terminus
don't
Bridge.
Remove that. He's a jerk.
And I will not remove it.
Thank you.
And we will. And believe me, I'll take BRAXYB's word on it that yes, indeed, they did sleep under it. I'm gonna.
That's what I thought.
But I think it's more. Oh, let me get a pic. Let's get a picture of it. There it is. It's the tracks. And you have a decision to make, BRAXYB. Do you read this sign? It says safe haven and terminus and go? Or do you say no, there's going to be nothing but shysters? Facts. Alexandria, here we come. So, what we're wondering is right on the left, what one of these homes potentially was where Negan was held, and where there was a lot of eavesdropping going on from, well, first and foremost, Judith. I'm gonna use the sidewalk, so less attention. And so, yeah, I don't know where, like, what one it would have been, but these houses look very, you know, like the homes that were, where, you know, that you remember seeing in Alexandria, especially over here. Now,
Right here.
BRAXYB, yeah, could be right there. And there's steps.
She can't even get the key. And Michelle was like, I can't let you in, but then she gave it to her.
Yeah. Now here's something I'm going to share with BRAXYB, right in that area right there in the grass. So again, not having been here when the walls were up, the last time I was here, which was 2 months back, those posts there, I'm pretty sure is what held the wall up before they took the wall down. And somewhere in this vicinity right here is where, that was the area where the burials were happening. And one of your favorite characters of all time in TV history, Carl, was buried right around here. So this.
Why would you do sarcasm on me and then show me when I said stop showing me?
Right around here.
I hate Carl. Sorry for whoever likes him. I hated Carl. I wanted him to die immediately.
Okay, well that was a nice thing to say, and that's good. I like truth, so I don't really care. But anyway, I wasn't a big fan of Carl either. But anyway, this is it. This was the burial area for everybody at Alexandria, right in this area, and then the wall would be starting right about there. Okay. Noting all the fine decorations, seasonal Halloween decorations. And then there was this moving one right here. Right there, look at that. Moving, the animatronics. It's the pond. And I remembered something really great that happened there. I needed a little help from BRAXYB, but most importantly, what'd they do? At one time they got rocked by that horde. I forget what season, it was like 3 or 4. And they actually, look at that duck. Is that a real duck? It might be. Can't say. It's literally not moving at all. They poured gasoline into this, set it afire, and that attracted the whole horde, which was about ready to really do some heavy duty pain infliction on the group at Alexandria. There you have it. And the uncovering of additional wall pieces. So they did go from standing around here to storage for now. I can tell just from the exterior of those walls and the interior of those walls. They were the walls from The Walking Dead. And they were all down that way. That's interesting. I'm glad I caught that. I didn't catch that on the first trip. There goes some walls still yet to be picked up. It's even better when you incorporate the railroad tracks leading to Terminus. You got that nice old street sign. Oh man, I love them. So, you know what, if I was filming Walking Dead, I would have probably incorporated that street sign here. Maybe they did, and I don't remember. A lot of things I don't remember. BRAXYB's here to
I thought I wasn't on
make me
camera.
clear. Oh, I fired the person that said that. Brought you back for a second season.
Bye.
Actually, actually, BRAXYB. This is the 3rd season of playing in traffic. My seasons are a year straight. Not 13 episodes, 8 episodes, 7 episodes.
Money for this contract.
All right, let's see about that. Market with no people in it. And the actual sign from Alexandria with no obstruction. So here it is right here. Gotta love, this is nice stuff right here. Minus the trash can. Guess what's in the bag? Well, if there was a particular thing that I bought, what would you think it would be?
Something Batman.
Okay. Boutique store when I stopped in and we'll add these to my collection. Absolutely, that's literally my favorite Batman color, is that blue. And this is some type of, commemoration of the TV series. But,
born around the same time you were.
Oh, there goes the door.
66.
Yeah, 1966 is when that started, and that's when I was born, of course. So, but this one was the one where I went, well, wait a minute, King Haku. What do you mean? Look at King Haku for $8. That's that T-shirt company that operates on the internet. Sorry, I don't know the names. I know that's what that is because I have a Bruiser Brody of that. King Haku, yes, thank you. Okay, I told the guy, I go, yeah, tell him to refill his Batman because it's empty now in there. Folks, thanks for watching this episode. BRAXYB looked like she really enjoyed coming to Senoia. Gave her a little small tour. But yeah, have a great day, pleasant tomorrow, and I will see you next episode. And bye-bye.